The secrets of persuasive speaking are as old as Aristotle. But you don't have to be a great orator to make effective use of them. In fact, the techniques themselves are very, very simple. There, I just used one. Repetition. Repeating key words, key phrases, and even key sounds throughout your talk has a cumulative effect on your audience. Don't just tell them, keep telling them. Rhetorical questions are another effective technique because they get people thinking about an issue before you tell them what you think. Don't just tell them, ask them, then tell them. Look in any dictionary of famous quotations and you'll find a lot of them take the form of contrasts. Think of John F. Kennedy's "Ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country." Don't just tell them what you're not telling them first, then tell them what you are telling them. Colourful adjectives and metaphors are a further way of painting pictures in the mind, and we know how memorable pictures are compared with words. Don't just tell them, picture it for them. Finally, perhaps the best-known technique in the book is the so-called group of three. Julius Caesar's "I came, I saw, I conquered." Don't overuse this one. You're not Winston Churchill or Martin Luther King. But don't just tell them one thing, then another thing, then another thing. Try grouping your key points in sets of three. Of course, all these techniques work even better in combination. Watch these presenters creating impact through the skillful organization of their material.
In 1597, the English philosopher Francis Bacon famously said, "Knowledge is power." In 1997, knowledge was still power. But knowledge isn't power anymore. When's the last time you opened an instruction manual or went to the library to look something up? It's hard to remember, isn't it? These days, we don't need knowledge. These days, we have Google instead.
In business, we have been repeatedly told that big isn't beautiful, that it's the small, agile companies that succeed, that the hippopotamus cannot keep up with the hare. Well, I'm going to tell you the opposite. If you run a 20,000 employee multinational, even a 10% improvement on productivity is going to make a massive difference. If you run a 10-person startup, you're going to need a 20,000% improvement just to keep up.
I've mentioned this word, world sourcing. But what is world sourcing? And how different is it from outsourcing? Outsourcing is just chasing cheap labor around the globe. World sourcing is bringing together from right across the planet talent, customers, and resources. But above all, ideas. These days, there's no more borderless economy. There's only the economy. There's no more company headquarters. There's only everywhere. There are no more time zones. There's only now.
It's interesting, isn't it? Even after large-scale layoffs and endless rounds of cost-cutting, we continue to underperform in every market in which we operate. What's going wrong? I think the answer might be staring us in the face. In the Olympics, there is an event called the decathlon, in which athletes compete in 10 different track and field events, from the long jump to the pole vault and the 100 meters to the discus. But there are no decathletes in this industry. There are only specialists leading their respective markets. We thought our company was overweight. The truth is, we've spread ourselves too thinly.
Let me give you an idea of how vital India is to the future of IT in Europe. Did you know that in the next 90 seconds, 190 babies will be born? Only 1 will be British, 20 will be Chinese, but 25 will be Indian. At present, 50% of Indians are under 35 years of age. Many of them already work in IT. And of those who have graduated from college, how many of them do you think speak English? That's right, all of them. So when I say that in the field of technical support, the foreseeable future is Indian, believe me, I have the figures to prove it.
Remember, rhetoric is not just some stylish accessory in the public speaker's wardrobe. It's the way effective communicators naturally communicate.